a lot of these guys are portraying the homie Le'Veon Bell. When you're looking at Le'Veon Bell, you got a bunch of guys telling you what he should and should not be doing, what he is and is not doing right, and it's really annoying. First and foremost, this is a dude who's having 300-pound men, 260-pound men running him at top speed and land on him. So please don't tell me that he's wrong for doing what he's supposed to do. The number one issue that I have with the Le'Veon Bell situation is this. How are you going to tell Le'Veon Bell what to do in regards to his money? My entire life in regards to sports, I've heard people say, hey man, we don't talk about another man's money. If we don't talk about another man's money, why are we talking about Le'Veon Bell's money? How are we to determine if Le'Veon Bell is right or wrong in regards to how he's handling this? Yeah, it's $14 million left on the table or $15 million left on the table. But if you're only offering him a guaranteed $17 million, even though he'll never get that money back, how is he wrong? How is he wrong? That's crazy. Oh man, he's stupid for not taking the money. Or is he just smart enough to realize that, hey, at some point everyone has to do what they have to do in regards to making a better life for themselves. Is he out of $14 million? Yes, he is. But you know what? What I've noticed about businessmen is this. When you stand up for your principles, they respect you more than if you just kowtow and bow down and take the money and run with your tail between your legs. And that's what a lot of these guys are telling Le'Veon to do. You got Pittsburgh Steelers like Ben Roethlisberger. This clown texts out today, I text Le'Veon Bell, good luck in the future, and he didn't respond to me. Why would he respond to you, Ben? Ben, explain to me why, if you were Le'Veon Bell, you would talk to you. That's just asinine. Oh, I reached out to Le'Veon Bell and he didn't say nothing to me. Well, did you reach out to him while you were bad-mouthing him, telling the world that you didn't need him? How did you expect him to receive that, Ben? Please, somebody explain to me how Le'Veon Bell was supposed to respond to Ben Roethlisberger telling him that, hey man, we don't really need you. How would you respond to that, Ben? So, enough of the posturing. And what I've noticed in this entire week is this. Ain't no phony like pro sports phony. There is no phony like pro sports phony. That's amazing to me. Oh, I reached out to Le'Veon, but he didn't say anything back. Why would he, Ben? You've been telling people all year you didn't need his services. His backup was just as good or better than him. And you really expected him to come to you in the sense of, hey man, it's all good, Ben. It's all good, Ben Roethlisberger. You the quarterback, you the man. I get it. I understand. Hell no, I don't understand, man. Because you know what? If you'd have got it and understood, you'd have kept your damn nose out of my business. And that's just the bottom line, man. We understand that you Big Ben in the Hall of Fame. We understand that you a company man. But you know what? Be a company man and shut the hell up. You know who else was a company man? Troy Aikman. When Emmitt Smith was holding out, even though Jerry Jones folded way before the Pittsburgh Steelers franchise did, you didn't hear a peep out of Troy Aikman. You didn't hear a peep out of Michael Irvin. You didn't hear a peep out of nobody. Rob Woodson, he held out. You didn't hear a peep out of Bubby Bristol, whoever the hell the quarterback was at that time. But you got this clown, Ben Roethlisberger, speaking up. Won't we start speaking up about him in these damn sexual assault cases? Are we going to be speaking up with that? No, we didn't. No, we are not going to speak about that because, it ain't cool to talk about that when you're talking about Ben Roethlisberger and those type of guys. Let's get into some of these games, man. The Detroit Lions versus Chicago Bears. Chicago Bears jumped all over the Detroit Lions, and it was total domination from start to finish. It looks like the Chicago Bears have gotten their head on straight. I remember in the summer when I was telling people that the Bears are going to win this division, people looked at me like I was using drugs. Who using drugs now? It looked like I ain't getting high no more or something. But if I was getting high, I was smoking the right drugs because I saw the future in the Chicago Bears. Are the future, they are the truth. I was loud wrong about this Cincinnati Bengals New Orleans Saints game. And if you remember, I told you guys that the Cincinnati Bengals would beat the Saints because I thought the Saints were going to come in there Cadillacing. And when they didn't come in Cadillac, and it shocked me. But the Saints look like they are the truth. They look like they are the real deal. Looks like Sean Payton is not going to try to make Drew Brees the man. He's going to rely on his running game. Oh, yeah, I forgot it was the passing league, isn't it, y'all? Or is it still a passing league? Because if it's still a passing league, that means that Sean Payton did get the memo. Drew Brees is throwing the ball at an 80% clip, but he's throwing the ball at an 80% clip because Alvin Kamara and my man Mark Ingram are doing that thing in the NFL. They're taking over the league yard by yard, inch by inch, and they are not going to be submitted to the BS. Now we're going to the Cleveland Browns and the Atlanta Falcons. People, I just don't get the Atlanta Falcons, man. The Atlanta Falcons have one of them. If they could play a thimble filled with defense, they would be one of the most explosive teams in the whole NFL. But they're not. And I don't get it. You know, trust me, injuries play a major role in this. But at some point, you are going to have to say, hey, man, we are no longer going to use the injury thing. We're going to have to coach around. We're going to have to coach around this situation, and we're going to have to do better. If we're unable to do better, then we're going to have a problem. And anytime you got this kid, Baker Mayfield, talking about he woke up feeling dangerous and things like that, come on, y'all, stop it. I ain't trying to hear that. Baker Mayfield, you're not good enough to wake up feeling dangerous. I'm sorry, Baker, you're not good enough to wake up feeling dangerous because you're not a dangerous ball player. You hit wide open linebackers and cornerbacks on a regular basis. You're not that good, and you're truly media hype. You're going to, like most people in your situation, you eventually will fall on your face, and you will have the same issue that a lot of quarterbacks, much like yourself, coming from that Big 12 conference, have had, and that is you're not going to be able to live up to the hype. I'm sorry, Baker, it's not going down. I'm sorry, it's just not going down. To the next game, and that will be with the New England Patriots. People, I've been saying this all year, and I'm going to continue to say it. Tom Brady is no longer Wolverine. He is officially Logan. He is officially Logan because he's looking like a good quarterback these days. Tom Brady has entered the realm of his career to whereas Bill Belichick should have given him way more weapons. And like Deion Lewis said, when you go cheap, you get your ass kicked. Tom Brady is not Tom Brady of old. He cannot pull the game out. And you know what? Thanks, Joe. I should have said his Len Elmore's name. You are 100% correct. Thanks for the suggestion. Now, but back to what I was saying. Tom Brady is in a situation to whereas he can no longer do it at the rate that he used to be able to do it. Every once in a while, it's kind of like Jordan and Washington. Every once in a while, he can give you 35 points. He can give you a hot 28 points, but he's not going to be averaging this. Tom Brady he's reduced himself to a very good quarterback, not a great quarterback. He's no longer a great quarterback. He has a great legacy. At one point in his career, he was a great quarterback, but without the prerequisite weapons around him, big time running backs, big time tight ends, big time wide receivers, we'll never see Tom Brady at that clip again. So people, it might be over for the Tom Brady that we know today. Now you got the Jacksonville Jaguars almost pulling out a victory against Andrew Luck and the Indianapolis Colts. Once again, your homeboy Blake Bortles looks pretty good against a terrible defense, but looks like Andrew Luck is going to win Comeback Player of the Year. He's quietly putting together an awesome season. Andrew Luck, a lot of people were giving up on him. I'm not saying that he's going to be the next Tom Brady. I'm not saying that he's going to be the next big thing. He's not what he was coming out of college, but this is a dude who is kicking ass and taking names, and he's doing his thing. Hopefully, maybe Le'Veon Bell is signing in Indianapolis. Maybe they'll get some defensive players in the draft. It's a whole lot of maybes out there, and hopefully they can fix those things, because I would really hate to see a talent like Andrew Luck go by the wayside and always be what he could have been. He could have been pre-injuries instead of being who he's supposed to be right now. It's kind of bothering me, but hey, it ain't my fight to have, and we're looking at a situation to whereas when you're looking at Andrew Luck, you are going to, it could potentially end up with a bunch of people saying, hey man, it could have been. And I really don't want that to happen to Andrew Luck. Because this is a dude, let's not forget, man, before the whole Deflategate thing and all this, Andrew Luck was doing his damn thing in the NFL. The National Football League, he was having his way with it. And again, he wasn't beating the world, but he wasn't stinking it up either. He wasn't Derek Carr either. He wasn't Dak Prescott. Remember, this is a dude who almost played. I think he may have played in the AFC Championship game. They got the hell beat out of them, but it is a situation to whereas he is potentially going to be talent wasted in the National Football League. And speaking of talent wasted, you got the homie Jimmy Butler being traded to the Philadelphia 76ers. A lot of people talking about that, and it's crazy how everybody is on the Jimmy Butler bandwagon. Nobody's paying attention to the fact that Jimmy Butler is a guy who's been a malcontent on several teams. Jimmy Butler got run out of Chicago. Let's not forget that. Jimmy Butler got run out of Chicago. He's not the guy that you think he is, and a lot of people are putting a lot of stock in this guy. We're going to talk about that on the Saturday show, though, because I'm looking at this situation with Jimmy Butler going, hey, man, how are y'all telling me Jimmy Butler is the man? And I've seen nothing that resembles the fact that Jimmy Butler is the man. He couldn't get along with Karl Anthony Towns. He couldn't get along with Andrew Wiggins. And now he's supposed to get along with two dudes who are living up to their potential. He was saying that they're not working hard enough. He was saying that same thing in Chicago. Let's not forget, it took Rajon Rondo and an Instagram post to call him and Dwayne Wade out for disrespecting the young people on the team. So I'm going to give it a few games. I'm going to see how he looks now. And it looks like Minnesota is not missing a beat, seeing how they're winning 79-73 against the New Orleans Pelicans, who's a solid team. And they're not missing this dude, Jimmy Butler. And if you're so good, why is your team up 9 points with 3 minutes and 47 seconds to go in the third quarter? Now, they can still lose this game, but it looks as if against a quality basketball team, they are not missing the beat. You got Anthony Davis, Karl Anthony Towns. They're doing the damn thing. And the question is Jimmy Butler going to be missed? We're going to find out later on in the week. Now, we are looking at a situation to whereas the people on the television are so brainwashed and bought into the system that it's almost an embarrassment. How can someone be wrong for handling things the way they need to handle it? I heard a dude who I respect, which is Damon Woody, literally step up and say he wouldn't want to talk to Le'Veon Bell because Le'Veon Bell isn't willing to put his career on the line in order to win football games. How is it that players should show all this loyalty to these ownership groups, but the ownership groups are trying to get the players on the cheap? This isn't basketball, Damien. This is football. Football, when every play, every single solitary play could be the end of your career. Ask my man Cup from the Rams. This dude was running up the field untouched and blew his knee out. You got Dez Bryant, the second to the last play in the practice, blows his knee out. But you want Le'Veon Bell to go out there. Yeah, $17 million should last you for the rest of your career. Worst case scenario, you got $9 million coming out of this year. You know what? Let's just say $7 million. But at the end of the day, there is no future in this. This is why these ownership groups treat these NFL players the way they treat them. This is the very reason why. Because you got people like Chris Carter, Damon Woody, and others saying that these guys are wrong. Now, I can get a guy like Shannon Sharp And then I'm just saying, I'm a fan of Damian